Okay, good. Well, if Kevin Smith did it, then I'm going to sit on my hands just in case.
How does it feel being back for season 2? Is this exciting?
Man, it feels like we went back to summer camp. Truly, I mean, it was, Ray and I have talked about it. I personally was terrified going into it, not just because I jump when a balloon pops and I'm afraid of deadites in real life, but I was terrified that, with a franchise that means so much to so many people and that this whole show exists solely for the fans and as a love letter to the fans that have been with it for 30 years. That I was terrified that a show about a lone wolf with the amazing Bruce Campbell, why would they accept new characters or sidekicks? And they did, and I'm just so grateful after seeing season 1 and getting to meet fans that they have embraced Pablo and Kelly. So yes, coming into season 2 was like, oh, my favorite pair of jeans that still have blood on them, yes! And getting to work with the incredible guest stars of Lee Majors, and Ted Raimi and Michelle Hurd. I really cannot say enough about how much, I like to call it magic. I'm sure that's not cool, but they added magic, especially when, Ted has this history with Lucy and Bruce that is so innate that you can't fake. And you see it translate on screen, and it is just so damn fun to watch. I can't talk enough about it, but you can.
It is. Well, I
How
don't know if
fun
it's
you
fun
are
to
to
watch,
watch.
but I don't know
Yes,
if it's fun to watch.
oh,
But
yes.
I do enjoy working with Lucy again. It's nice. And Bruce, we've known Bruce since I was 14. And I got to know him because he used to take me to my cello lessons as a kid. He used to eat all the steaks in my house.
Wait, why did he have to take you to
And
cello?
he would, well, he used to eat all the steaks in my house, and my dad said to him, "Hey, kid, come here. You want to stick around here and eat all my food? Go ahead, but you can do work around the house." Bruce said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" Number one, when my wife and I go out of town, you're taking my kid Ted to cello lessons. He goes, "Do I have to?" "You better believe it." I was like, "All right." Started doing that. He goes, "Now," I had to rake the leaves. You're raking the leaves with Ted. I remember doing that with him a bunch of times. Finally, he just sort of hung around the house. We couldn't get rid of him. He was a nightmare to have. Then he got to be close friends with my brother, and they made the movies together. But that's how I got to know him. Lucy in New Zealand, and so yeah, we've all been like a merry trio. It was like it's like the band is back together again a little bit, so it's fun.
Ted, did you ever think that a movie that your brother made, the little movie your brother made all those years ago, you'd still be a part of it all these years later in such a grand and elaborate fashion?
Well, let me address that one part at a time. The first part of your question, little movie, I know it seems like a piece of shit now.
No.
But the truth of the matter, well, it seems like a little dumpy movie.
But no, a lot of work in that.
It was. It looks like a college movie. It's just that they didn't know how to spend the $1 million that they had. It all slipped through their fingers. I mean, they were just kids. So that was a pro movie, even though it looks like a college effort. Now it would be a college effort. But like in '79, it was a pro movie. But no, I had no idea. Nobody did, And I was addressing this earlier, that when you are a cult actor, you don't try to be a cult actor. You don't try to make a cult movie. It never works. There's only one way to make a cult movie. Number one, you make the worst, crappiest piece of shit, and people don't know it's good. 20 years go by, and you go, "Hey, damn, that's a good movie. It's a cult movie." And that works with actors too, which is harder. Because you go, "I put everything I own in this movie. I'm in this movie." And they go, "Wow, you were crappy in the crappiest movie ever made." 20 years go by, "You're the best actor in the world." That can happen too. Now then you get the other kind of cult movies, which are unintentional, but you always have to try to make the best movie in the world. Good examples of this, crap movies, which have become joke cult movies, which Evil Dead is not, are Plan 9 from Outer Space, perfect example. Most classic cult movie ever. Is a piece of shit, but we love it because it's a crappy movie. Another modern version, a beautiful modern version of it, is Battlefield Earth with John Travolta. I strongly recommend you all rewatch this movie. It was now when they say it's a cult classic, there's no such thing as an oxymoron. It doesn't make any sense. Nothing can be a cult classic unless it's 20 years gone by. That movie was. It was the worst piece of crap ever made. It's an awesome piece of shit. But all that said, Ash vs. Evil Dead, is the television culmination of what nobody knew. And the answer is incredibly long-winded answer I'm giving you. That it would be a cult movie. Nobody knew it would be. All three of them would go cult. It was just luck, a little bit, and the talent of Bruce Campbell, Rob Tappert, and Sam Raimi. And now we have this. And now horror is big. Now horror is hip and cool, and we're able to attract awesome young, beautiful talent like Dana DeLorenzo to the cast, and I'm just joining their show. So I feel very
That's
lucky.
not you're part of the OG crew.
Yeah, but
not,
it's not my show. But it's their show, and they carry it. And now Bruce and I are in wheelchairs 30 years from now with tubes up our butt and coming out our nose. These guys are going to be our age and picking the next generation, the third generation, and training them in it. So it's awesome, It's like a family of plumbers, except we make blood. That's all. Pump blood.
Well, it definitely, from the first episode of this season, it seems like Kelly's starting to really come into her own, and Pablo as well. Can you talk a little bit about developing it, where everybody was a little bit clueless the first season, and now second season it's kind of like kicking some ass?
Yeah, I did. That being said, though, I loved the journey that Kelly went on because it mirrored my own journey into this world of, in this Ash vs. Evil Dead universe. All of a sudden I'm doing stunts and getting blood thrown on me, and oh God, there's a fork through my mother's eye, and oh, I'm possessed, and I'm not putting that leech in my mouth. Oh, it's a gummy leech. It's a gummy leech. Okay. Oh God, our art department's so good. I thought it was real. And then being regurgitated out of a cabin. So I really enjoyed that was her journey. And then season 2, she starts off, got a lot of pent up rage. From what happened to her. She got kind of a crummy hand, and she needs to unleash her fury. Now that she's tasted blood, she is out for it, dead or alive. I'll tease that. But I think what's interesting is the journey that she goes on. She teams up with Ruby for a little bit, even though she doesn't trust her, because all that Kelly wants is revenge. And meanwhile, Ash in his hometown, confronting his past and the people in it who get him drunk with ketamine and throw parties, and Kelly's like, yo, dude, can we please stay on the mission?
He's easily distracted, isn't he?
Ash, what do you talk? But Kelly is powerless when it comes to influencing him when he's back with all of these demons that he's facing emotionally, and it makes him vulnerable, which I find actually really fascinating to see the side of Ash as a fan, to be able to see where he came from and what made him him, and his one-liners that are just so eloquently delivered by the incredible Lee Majors, who is perfect casting to play his dad. You will see. So yeah, I think it's in terms of Kelly, to answer your question, I think you have to see if she's blinded by her revenge or if she gets it in the end.
Can I just say something? Can I have a comment about you, if you don't mind, just for a moment?
No.
You're it's wonderful.
I love the show so much.
I didn't look at the card. I'm looking at you, going.
So excited.
You're
It's
so
so
excited.
good.
You're like the
I
biggest
love it.
reporter fan here. And then I'm like, I'm thinking, Den of Geek, bloody disgusting. UPI?
They don't let me out that often.
I guess they
That's
don't.
it.
That's hilarious. I'm like, wait, shouldn't she be at Obama's press conference right now? But look, there you are right here. It's
United
awesome.
Nations, no?
I know you're like a massive, enormous, but sorry,
Well, no, I
I'm
meant to
praising
ask-
you. Actually, it's a
I take
crazy
it as a
backhanded
very high
compliment.
But I just wanted to ask you too, how physically demanding is this for you too?
It's demanding. All right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff. It's rough. There's a lot of falls. Lots of. It's pretty physical, and there is. I cannot talk about. There's a special Easter egg that I help out with in this season, which you'll see, which is one of the most physically demanding things I've ever done in my life. So I can't tell you what it is. It's a little bit of magic. You'll just have to find out for yourself. It's a little bit of magic.
And are you here for the entire season? Can you let us know?
You'll have to wait and see.
You'll just have to wait and see, won't you? You'll just have to get the doggone Stars app yourself. Get your fancy UPI, okay? Get somebody
On
who's
it.
get them to take care of it for you. But yeah, they will. But yeah, yes, it's.
No one is safe.
I can't say. Yeah, yes.
Dana, how has your involvement with fandom been? Because
I could talk about this forever.
Pitching to Bruce Campbell is insanity.
Oh,
You've been escalated to craziness already.
Oh,
It really has.
I guess I'm just so grateful to the fans. I guess I'm experiencing it because I'm in it, so I'm not seeing it that way. I'm just taking it from a more personal interaction. It is kind of strange when I get recognized somewhere, and I'm like, wait, oh, God. It's a very bizarre thing to get used to. But I have to say, I'm so thrilled that we've had all these experiences to get to meet fans because number one, they're the reason I have a job, so I always thank them. I was working in a bar when I booked this job, struggling. I legitimately almost turned down the audition because I was working till 2 a.m. closing the bar. And I'm like, there's no way I can make it to Santa Monica from the Valley. This is LA talk, guys, and learn lines in 6 hours. So I'm just grateful that they've pestered Sam and Bruce and Rob for enough years to make this possible. And I love getting to hear what this means to them. I'm a passionate person, so I admire anyone's passion about anything, but especially about this. I've never seen fans like this in any genre. I feel like a rock star. And even not even me, just watching how they react to Bruce and Lucy and Ted and Lee. It's just exciting to be standing behind those greats and rooting them on and seeing how people are affected in their personal life from what these people have meant to them. And that's why I became an actor in the first place. So I just wanted to entertain and to share the human experience. And if that human experience involves a man with a chainsaw arm, then so be it. But I love the fans. I'm having the time of my life with them, and so grateful, so grateful.
Speaking of fans, how do you feel being here at Comic-Con?
You know, this was my first one. I'm like not sweating this time. I'm so calm. Last year was my first one. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I was so afraid because it was so overwhelming. And so it's so good to come back here and be able to really take it in, and be able to sit and continue to pound on the table while I talk to you fine people. But you know, because it was the first, because we screened the first episode, and I was there when the Hammerstein Ballroom almost collapsed because they were screaming so loud when they revealed that we were going to watch it. It means a lot to me, and New York is my heart, so I'm just happy to be in New York in the fall. But to be here again is a thrill, and we're about to go meet fans and sign some stuff outside the cabin, which is my favorite thing. Yeah, how are you feeling with all your fans?
It's fantastic.
He can't go anywhere. They attack.
No,
and like the best, like,
well, you have to sort of. For me, I've done so many genres of genre pictures that now I can tell which kind of a fan is approaching, and as a result, how to react to that fan. So, in other words, I see a guy come up to me, or a gal with dreamy, lashy eyes, and they come up to me and go, "That's going to be a Xena fan, no doubt about it." I loved yours. Yeah. It means so much to them. And I see a guy alternately, 16 nose rings, tats up and down his neck, tat of Henrietta, my character from Army of Darkness, screaming, in full color, brand new tat. No, obviously Evil Dead fan. So I'm like, yeah. You got to headbutt that guy, So it's a question that I am immensely grateful. I've had a very long and very happy, career in this wacky business. This is so far the crown jewel in it, and I'm very, very lucky to be on with all these fine and talented young actors.
So good. I'm so excited for you to see him and Bruce together, and the
fun.
Xena reunion that is season 2 in the best way.
Yeah, it's
weird.
It's
amazing.
Yeah, except it's not really, to tell you the truth, just so the fans know, this ain't Xena. It is not for children.
Thanks,
But
guys.
still watch.
Bye, folks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Nice to meet you.
Everything? No, that's back.